welcome back to our channel. If it's your first time here, we are the Disney Twins UK. My name is Katie.
I'm Hayley.
And we post about all things Disney parks. So we have been to Disney World multiple times, Disneyland Paris multiple times, and we've also did a trip last year to Disneyland California as well. And we love sharing our vlogs with you guys and also doing sort of like information and tips videos where we can. This video today is all about photos. So Disney photos, how we get Disney photos when we're in the parks, the different PhotoPass situation for all of the parks that we've been to, and basically what we do with the photos when we get home. So they basically turn out like this. So if you're interested in how we go about all this, please stick with us. When we're in Walt Disney World in Florida, we get the PhotoPass, which is called the Memory Maker. Now, we are really lucky in the UK that the Memory Maker often comes included with our tickets. So we get a really great deal. On our first trip, we actually did buy it because it wasn't included in our ticket. So you can purchase it, or hopefully you're gonna get it free with your ticket if you're from the UK. Now it is linked to your ticket via the My Disney Experience app. So it will be on there ready for you, and there is a section of the My Disney Experience app that says photos. So all of your photos that get taken will end up in that part of the app. So it does start when and it activates when you get your first photograph taken, and you can go up to the PhotoPass photographer and they will scan your ticket or your magic band and take lots of lovely photos, and then after a little while they will be uploaded and you get to see them. It's pretty soon on the app. And yeah, they stay in your My Disney Experience app until you download them. Now you can download them onto your phone, can't you?
Yes.
So I think when you download them onto your phone, there are kind of two quality options for your downloads, but also, and we think that it's much better to download it onto a desktop, but you can do that when you get home. The photos will stay on the app for 45 days unless you buy an extension, which I think you get 60 days then to download them. So you do have to make sure that when you get home you are quick to, you know, don't forget about them, kind of make sure that you download them onto your phone or onto your desktop. So for Disneyland California, we actually paid for our PhotoPass. It comes in a little package called MaxPass, which is your PhotoPass plus electronic fast passes on your Disneyland California app. So we paid for that. It was something like $30 a day, but we found it 100% worth it, didn't we? It works in kind of the same way as the Memory Maker in Disney World, where you just go up to the PhotoPass photographer. They will take lots of lovely photos and then they will give you a card. So it'll be like a little PhotoPass card, and then all your photos from that session will be on there, and then you just link that to your MaxPass. So it'll have a little code on there and you just type it into the app, and then it'll sort of transfer those photos over. Then you can continue to use that card for all of the other pictures that you have taken, and it will all just keep linking back to your app. So it will all be stored under photos in your Disneyland California app. So kind of very similar to Memory Maker. The downloads are pretty much identical. If you want to download them one at a time from your app onto your phone, it will come up with two different options for quality, to download them in two different qualities. We found the qualities to be fine, so doing it that way, but what we usually do is we usually try and wait until we get home and do it on the computer, on the desktop. We can, in that situation, download all of them at once and it will automatically download them in the best quality. So that's what we tend to do, really. The same as a Memory Maker, they will stay on the app for 45 days, but then they will disappear, so please do not forget about them. At Disneyland Paris, the PhotoPass works in a slightly different way. You can pre-order it with your package holiday, or you can buy it in one of the shops there. It will come as a little package with a main card and then two little fobs. So if your party wants to split up for a while and go and do different things, you know, you can get individual photos and things, and just they'll go onto the fob or onto the card, but all kind of congregate onto a special PhotoPass app. Now this is correct as of at the moment today, and what they've been doing, but they are making lots of changes to PhotoPass at Disneyland Paris, so it is worth having a little look at the website and seeing what changes are coming, because there are improvements being made at the moment. So this is kind of like what we know and what we've been doing. You just take it to the photographer like you would at the other resorts, and they will scan the card or the fob. They might also, as well, if you don't hand it over quick enough, give it to you on like a little PhotoPass card. And to link any photos on that card, you just need to take it to a photo kind of shop location, and they'll add it to your app for you, so all of your photographs will end up together. But yeah, sometimes you're not quick enough to get your card out, they will just put it on one of their cards and pass it to you. Again, we're not sure if that's going to change or not, so yeah, kind of just stay tuned for that one. They do go on, it is a kind of a separate app. They haven't really got like a... At the moment it's a separate app. We're kind of hoping with the changes that they're making to the Disneyland Paris app that they will just incorporate photos onto that. They haven't done that just yet, but we're hoping that to be the case. But at the moment it is a separate app. Yeah. It used to be powered by Fujifilm, and they have just finished the contract with Fujifilm and they're changing it over. I believe it's going to be Kodak, but they're kind of like taking it on themselves now, so it should eventually end up on the app. But the good news is that they will stay on the app for 1 year. One whole year, not 45 days, like 1 whole year, which is really good. So if you don't get around to sort of the minute you get home, like downloading all your photos, then you've got a while to do it, which is really good. It is worth downloading when you do get home, because the quality is much better if you download it onto a computer. The download quality from the app onto your phone isn't great. It's not the best. So we would recommend that you do use a computer to download them. Now what is also slightly different is when you have those ride photographs. When you are at Disney World, they kind of like automatically appear out of nowhere onto your app. Sometimes somebody else's photos magically appear onto your account as well. But if you do go on a ride at Disneyland Paris and you want your photo, you do need to go to the photo location that's next to the ride and tell them what number, because they kind of all come up on like a big TV screens, and you kind of spot yours and it will have a number or a QR code. Now if you have got the app, you can scan the QR code, can't you? But if not, you can just go over to the kind of photo location that's next to it, tell them what your number is, and they can bring it up and check, and then they can add it onto your app. Also, if you need to make kind of adjustments to it, like when you've been on Space Mountain and we've had kind of people sat behind us or in front of us, and if you don't want those people on the photo with you, if you've not come with those people, they can kind of like put like cool helmets on their faces and things, and they can make you like bigger or smaller. Like I know they do this on Pirates of the Caribbean, and they can kind of slightly adjust how big you are to show up better in photographs. So it is worth going over to the photo locations on the ride photographs if you can't see yourself very well, because they can often make adjustments and make it a little bit better. So we have picked up a couple of tips along the way in terms of things to do with PhotoPass at the 3 different resorts that we've been to. The first one is probably one of the most magical Disney things that Disney can do to your photos, which is to give you a magic shot. These are basically you just go up and you have your normal photographs taken with a photographer, and they will be able to sort of put a little bit of animation, a bit of Disney animation on your photos. So sometimes they do it without you knowing about it, so it might just be like a special border that they put around it, or you might look back at the photos when they show up and you've got Tinkerbell flying above you or Minnie down by the side of you, and they are just really, they're so cute, aren't they? Really cute. Sometimes the photographers will ask you to do some crazy poses that incorporate the magic shots. They might tell you it's for a magic shot, but we've had situations before where they've just gone, can you just like do this, and like hold out your hand, or like hold your hands up like this, or you know. And then when we've looked back at the photos, they've added things like Disney magical shots on them. So we have got a beautiful photo taken at California Disneyland.
Yeah.
In front of the castle, where I think actually H is holding her arms up like this, and I'm sort of holding on to her, and they've put the magic on afterwards. The magic is Disney balloons, so it looks like we're sort of like flying away. Things like that. They might ask you to hold your hand out, and then Tinkerbell will appear on your hand. So yeah, they just, it's a really, really nice way of like having some Disney magic on your photos.
Yeah.
Up until now, we've only really found them at Disney World and Disneyland California. Occasionally Disneyland Paris will do sort of like a little border, or they might add on the, I think it's particularly when they had the last anniversary, there was a little anniversary logo in the corner, things like that, but they haven't really done like full-on magic shots.
No.
But they have just announced that they are going to be rolling out the magic shots at Disneyland Paris, so we're super excited. They won't automatically do the magic shots, will they?
No, I think like it's up to the photographer if they decide that that's what they want to do. I mean, I suppose you can request to have one, but yeah, it's really down to the individual photographer of whether they want to do it or not want to do it. Yeah, it's great that now Disneyland Paris are going to do it a lot more. They've been trialling it for so long, like every now and again you'll see someone's photograph with a little bit on there and you think, wow, is that Disneyland Paris? I've not seen it there. So I feel like a lot of the photographers know how to do it, but they're having a really big rollout, so we're expecting to see lots more variety, and hopefully it will affect a lot more guests as well.
Yeah, and they have started trialling a new sort of, I guess a new sort of magic photo situation in Disney World with their new drone shots that they're doing. And there's a few locations in, there's definitely a location in Magic Kingdom on the hub where they kind of like do like a whole zoomed in and then zoomed out thing, and you get like the whole like hub area of like Disney, like of Magic Kingdom. They've got one in Batuu, I believe, as well. So in Galaxy's Edge at Hollywood Studios, they do a similar kind of thing. And so you'll basically just have to find out where those locations are. Like if there's no character there, and there's just like a PhotoPass like photographer hanging around, it might be that they are going to take one of those drone shots. It might also be that they're just taking a really nice pretty shot of just you in a really nice location in Disney World. So definitely worth looking out for those as well. One thing that we have had happen before, that is a really, I think probably a really important tip to avoid you losing any of your photos, is the attraction photos in particular will only hang around for until the end, until like the end of the day. So if you've been on a ride and you have waited for that photo to appear on your app and it hasn't done, go to a photo location and see if they can find it and attach it for you, because if you wait like any longer, there's a good chance it will be lost forever. So just like keep checking the app would be our tip. Just make sure that every time you go for a photograph, or if you go on an attraction that's got PhotoPass, that you just check they're all appearing on your app within a reasonable sort of time frame. And if they're not, then get it sorted as soon as you can. Probably our main tip for when you get home would be just make sure you download the photos in time. They obviously do have those 45-day expiries for Disney World and Disneyland California. You have a bit longer with Disneyland Paris, but it's probably best to do it as soon as you can. And don't forget about downloading them in the best quality that you can. If you want to do them on the laptop or sort of a desktop, that's probably the best way of making sure the quality is the best. And also you can just download them all in one go, so you don't have to like sit there and like download them like to your phone like one at a time. So yeah, they're just a couple of tips that we picked up along the way. Hopefully you guys find them useful and remember them for when you're starting your little FastPass journey. So after we've been on our amazing Disney holidays and we've had lots and lots of photos taken, usually it's well over 100 photos a day. Not even an exaggeration. We take a lot of photos when we're in the Disney parks, and we just love the they are really good quality. The professional photographers at Disney are second to none. They are amazing. So you will get some really, really beautiful photos. And the last thing you want to do is have them sit there on your laptop or your hard drive and no one ever gets to see them. So what we do is we make one of these sort of photo books. So it's like a printed photo book that's got all of our photos from that trip. Lots of different companies make these, but we thought we'd give you a little bit of an insight into the process. We've made quite a few of these so far, so we thought you might find it useful to see how we go about actually making the book. We use Photobox for our books, but like I said, there are plenty of different companies out there who've got slightly different systems, slightly different pricing. We're not affiliated with Photobox in any way. We just really like the process and the quality of the books. So we thought it would be really cool if we shared the process with you guys, so you sort of know what to expect if you're planning on turning all your magical Disney photos into a book. So the cheapest way to create a photo book on Photobox is to actually buy a book credit. Credits aren't on sale all the time. There'll be certain times during the year where they'll have a credit sale on, and this is 100% the cheapest way of doing it. So the best thing to do is to sign up with for an account with Photobox and sign up to receive those email notifications, because then you'll find out when the book credits go on sale. So this is the page that comes up. It's on photobox.co.uk, and these are the options to buy credits. So there's all different types of books that you can make. We just go for the A4 personalised photo book. So if I click on that, I can show you the process for ordering the credits. When you go on to make the book, you just choose A4 photo book, and it doesn't matter how many pages it says it includes, or it'll also talk about adding extra pages for 99p. You're going to choose when you buy the credit how many pages your book's going to have. So it doesn't matter if it says the photo book comes with 26 pages and then it's going to be 99p to add them on. It's going to change when you put it in the basket. So it's just going to change over to how many you're going to select here. So you can choose either 1 month or 3 months for the length of the credit. If you have already designed your book and it's ready to go, obviously you can select 1 month, or if you know you're definitely going to get it done in 1 month, you can select that. If you think you're probably not going to get it finished within sort of 3 months, you'd like to give yourself a bit longer, you can select that. Obviously it does cost slightly more to have a longer credit. There is an option for a matte laminated cover. We just go with the shiny cover, so we don't pay extra for that. But we do go into select your pages to select 100 pages. So you do have options for 40, 60, 100 and 160. We take a lot of photos, but we are relatively selective about what goes in there. Depending on how many photos you think you're going to put in there, depends on how many pages you want to order at this moment. It doesn't matter if you don't use them all up. So if you order a 100-page photo book but you don't quite make it to 100 pages, it doesn't matter as long as it's under. So it might be worth it if you have no idea how many pages you're going to need. It might be worth it to create the book first and then buy the credit, but it just depends on when the credits are on sale and things. So I'm going to select 100 pages, and I'm also going to change the quantity. There is 2 of us, and we are, you know, we would like 1 each. So the thing is, 1 credit is going to only get you 1 book. So if we want 2 copies of the exact same book, we still need to up the quantity to 2. If you've got, if you want to buy them for gifts or anything like that, you can increase the quantity. But it is worth mentioning that the finished photo book will stay on your account. So if you want to order at a later date, you can do that as well. But it's best to just have a think about exactly how many you're planning on ordering at the end of the credit. So then you can go on to add to basket. and then you can go and complete your order. You can pay by PayPal or credit or debit card, and if you've already set up your account, which you probably need to do anyway when you go through to checkout, it will store those credits in your account for you. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to upload our photos. Usually we try and arrange all our photos into separate folders for different things before we start, and we make sure that we're just going to put in the best photos in those folders. It just makes it easier once you start to make the book. So if we go up here to where it says upload, that should bring up the upload your photos page, and then if we click select images, then that will take us to select our images for the book. If we click on, I've already made this folder for Disneyland Paris December for the photo book, and then I highlight all those. That means I'm going to be able to upload them all at once. And then if I click open, it will start uploading all of the photos. I'm then going to set up an album to put them in. So if I click on create new album, and if I label it December 2019 and then click create album, it'll automatically upload all the photos. Once they're all uploaded, they'll automatically be in that folder that I've just made, and then when it comes time to make the book, I will be able to click on that folder and have access to all those photos. So now we've come to the best part, which is actually making our photo book. So if we select Photobooks and we select the one that we've bought the credit for, which is going to be this A4 personalised photo book with the standard hardcover, I'm going to click create now, and it gives you the option to either start from a blank book or to let Photobox populate your book for you. And because we like to group our photos by specific locations of the park or specific things like characters, for example, we usually just start with a blank book, because otherwise Photobox will just populate your book with photos in all sorts of orders. So we are going to select start from blank book. I don't need to add any photos just yet because I've already made my albums and uploaded the photos that I want to use. So we're going to continue to creation. This is going to bring up your area, your studio, if you like, for making your photo book. So this is your book here. This is the front cover. This area here is where you're going to add a photo, and then you can also add text here. And this is the spine of your book for you to add text as well. You can actually select whatever layout you want to, and this is the layout that we use for all of our photo books for the front cover, so I'm going to leave it like that. But if you did want to use any other layouts, you just click over on the left hand side where it says layouts, and then it's going to bring up all sorts of different layouts for you to use. The grey square is where you would upload a photograph, and where it's got sort of the A with the lines, that is where you can add text or a caption. So you can select any of those, but we're going to go ahead and use the one that they've already created for us. The first thing I'm going to do is change the colour of the book. So if you click where it says backgrounds, it's going to allow you to choose a background colour for the page. So this is not just for the front of your book, but while you go through the book into your different pages, you can select different colours for those as well. I'm going to select this nice pink colour here, and you'll see it comes up here where it says colours used. That's really handy for if you're going to go with a select few colours to use on the pages of your books, because it's just going to save them there for you so you can easily find them again. Then I'm going to add my photograph. So it's already highlighted here because I've clicked on it. I'm going to select photos. And these are my albums that I've already created and uploaded the photos to. So if I click on the one that I've just made, the Disneyland Paris December one, I can scroll down and find all of the photographs that are in the album. And then I can click on one, and it's going to pop it in that little square for my photo. You can also drag them over as well, that also works. You'll notice when I did click on the space of the photo, it brought up this tab to the right hand side, which is actually a new thing they've just added to their studio. You can zoom in on your photographs, You can rotate them, flip them, swap them. That's for if you have already got a page that's got a couple of photos on, but you want to swap them around. That's makes that easier. And you can also remove any of the parts of the template as well. So just because you've chosen that template and it might have a photograph and space for a caption, if you don't actually want that, you can click on remove photo and it'll remove that for you. Also, if you select the caption, it'll do the same. It'll come up saying remove text. So you've got those options as well. I like to use the zoom for if a photo is just a little bit off center. If you just drag that to zoom in a little bit, it'll give you a bit of flexibility to be able to drag your photo around in the space as well. So that is really handy. And yeah, you can just keep making your modifications to the template. I'm going to click on the text area now, which will bring up my text tab. If I type in this box, I will be able to name my album. So if I put Disneyland Paris December, I can also change the font. I can change the size as well. I can also change the colour, so I can select any colour that I want to. And if I wanted to remove the text completely, I would just click on that little dustbin icon there. And yeah, you can just go through your book. This is the tab to move on a page in your book. Then you can just keep changing the layouts and things. So if I didn't want that to be a whole sort of page with one photo, if I wanted to put more photos in there, I could select this one. And again, you can change the background colour. You can use one that you've already used, or you can select a completely different colour. And you can just go through your book like that. This book automatically comes with 26 pages, I believe, that standard amount of pages. We did buy a credit for a 100-page book, so I can add on pages by clicking this icon here, and it will add another double page for me. Once you have finished populating the book, you've made all the modifications that you want to, you can actually go through and see all of the pages at once. So this is your book in all of the pages. Obviously, we've only modified the front cover and the first page so far, but it will all come up with everything you've popped in there. And then once you've finished, you can just go ahead and save it. Now, it will automatically save as you go along, so don't worry. I think it's every couple of minutes you'll notice it will do it like an automatic save. And that just means it's going to save your process all the way. So if you did want to completely shut the website down, or if you lost power in your laptop or anything like that, it should have a really recent part saved for you. So you shouldn't have to go back and redo huge parts. So it will automatically save. Once you've finished and you are happy with your book, you can do a preview, which will show you kind of like in a book style layout what you've done to your book. And then if there's any parts that you're not happy with, you can just go back and edit. So once you've finished your book, you've checked it through, you've checked the preview, and you're happy with the book, you can go ahead and order it. This is a book that we've just finished. So you can actually go through to where they save all your creations in your account and order it from there, or you can order it from the studio, which is obviously where I am now. If I click on order, it's going to come up with a price that it would have cost to buy this book today. So it's going to come up with the price of the book and then any additional pages that you've added in. I'm going to ignore that price because I've already bought my credit. And it's going to come up with options for if I wanted to add anything. So upgrade the paper, the shine of the paper, the cover, any gift wrapping. You can remove the Photobox branding if you like. And yeah, you can choose any of these options and that will obviously change the price of the book. I'm going to click checkout because I'm not going to add anything on just now. And it's going to come up, so this is the book. This was the book that I started off with, the 26 pages. I've added in the extra 74 pages because I bought a 100-page photo book credit. And then it's going to come up with my credits here. So because I've already bought them, it's going to come up, do I want to use these credits? This one right here is Photobook with 100 pages, so I'm going to click on that, and you'll notice that it changes the price to 0. You'll then go down to select your delivery. The standard delivery is the one that we've always used, and it's always been fine. Depending on how many books you order, that delivery price will change. But if you're ordering quite a few books, we would recommend that you do it all in one go, because it does work out slightly cheaper per book. If you have an offer code or anything to type in, you can type it in there, but we are just going to go ahead to checkout. And when it arrives, it's going to look something like this. So they are really, really, really good quality. The print quality is amazing. If there's any issues with the quality of your photographs as you're uploading them, it will let you know if it's not going to come out the best quality. So you should only have the best quality photos in your book. And it's just a really, really nice way of preserving all of those Disney memories.
So we hope you found this video useful. If you are going on a Disney holiday anytime soon, we definitely do recommend you get the Disney PhotoPass and get as many photos taken as you possibly can. Hopefully as well you found it useful finding out about the Photobox website to turn your photos into lovely printed photo book. Again, like we said, there are lots of companies out there that do it. We just like Photobox.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a really lovely way of like having something like substantial. And you can just leave it out on your coffee table and people can just look at it and just, you can keep remembering all those lovely Disney memories.
Yeah.
I mean, tell us what you do with your photographs, and if you've got any tips for using the PhotoPass in the Disney parks, then please do share them in the comments below. And yeah, if you make a photo book, let us know what your kind of strategy is, or if you make something slightly different, please do let us know. We are interested to find out where you store all of your lovely memories. And if you have found this useful, please do give it a thumbs up, and if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe. And the main place where you can see all of our photographs, if you are interested, is Instagram. So if you're not already following us on Instagram, please do go over there. We've got lots of photographs on there for you to check out. And yeah, if you want to stay in touch, that's a great place to speak to us too. Thanks for watching. Have a magical day.
You had to wait 100 years on there for the first guy you meet, and you're still waiting on the one